29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
Forgot to turn the light on. Sorry. I've been fighting with the microphone. I didn't think. How's the audio? I was fighting with the microphone the entire time setting up for this, and now I got this all screwed up now. Is the audio good? Because I was having a hard time getting I was having a hard time getting it to even recognize that there was a microphone connected. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I had to disconnect it, restart the laptop, a couple other things. So always the one in pocket. So Happy Haptics is here. Okay, there we go. The answer is always going to be the Norseman. Okay, so for me, it's what non-Norseman knife is my current favorite. That's how that works. I think that is still a little too high on the color index. There we go. We want that red. We got to get that. We got to get that red since this is a background of Miami. There we go. Get that Miami. Get that Miami red going. Let's see. Can I get? There we go. There you go. There you go. So yeah, Norseman's always going to be my favorite, but I have to say, my current favorite non-Norseman knife is the Aloris. I haven't been carrying it a lot because I've got so many other things that are in right now. So Scoutmaster Avery says, whatever cleaver is in my pocket at the moment, lately it's been the Sheepdog XL, got big hands. Have you seen the Artisan Mastiff or the CJRB Caldera? Let's see. What's up? I'm a simple man. I love my 940. I love the 940. It's just not a knife that I would carry as a day-to-day. So I do have to, since there's a handful of us here, and I know a bunch of people are going to watch this later, I do have to make an announcement. There's going to be less content next week and probably for a while. Couple reasons. I find that, can you guys hear the fan? I don't know if you guys can hear the fan. I've got the microphone pretty well isolated from it. But what I was going to say is there's going to be a lack of some content next few weeks. One, I'm looking at how I'm doing things, and two is I've gotten some advice from another channel, a guy that has a production crew and everything, and I'm looking at isolating and focusing on specific things. Sounds like I'm in a closet. It's because I'm using a condenser mic. I'm actually in an open garage. So there's that. I've got that going on. I got into the Amazon influencer program, which means that I'm uploading. I spent the whole day today. I didn't film anything. I uploaded videos that I've already filmed about products that are available on Amazon, and I'm doing that and just some other stuff. So what is this? Chuckett has got his favorite is the Superlative Cannibal. I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to have some knives that. Does that look weird? See the edge. So no, today I spent the whole day uploading stuff to the Amazon. Let me see here. Allow me to. What was that? The Cannibal? Superlative Cannibal. Is this even keyboard injury? Let's see here. I'm trying to find images of the knife. Oh, I've seen this. That's a good looking knife. That's that front flipper. I just don't like the front flipper. I wish it had thumb studs, but it is a good looking knife. We'll pull this up. Let's get back up here. I'm going to get through the chat. I want to bring this up so you guys can see it. So had not seen this, or I didn't know what the name of it was, I should say. Chrome tab. This one. This is what Chuckett was talking about. The Superlative Cannibal. 7 inches overall. Polar M390 Warncliffe. Is it a hollow? Yeah, hollow grind. Yeah, that's a good looking knife. I like the handles. Just I would, if I was going to have it, I would have to get the thumb studs. What's this? I've given this. That's not what I wanted. I've given this a lot of thought, and I've come to the conclusion my favorite knife is the one that's in my pocket at all times. Knife I need, $3 Stanley razor knife. My buddy works for a company, and they will not let them carry any knife that is not one of those Milwaukee button lock garbage knives that they have. Let's see here. Let's get back to it. So where was I at? What's going on? Sounds like you're in the bathroom. Full tie. Yours is full tie. I like the micarta way better. Gonna check it out later. Check my favorite knife is Cabela store brand knife. Ew. F3 Shiro Scoutmaster AV. I like the Mastiff, but honestly prefer black blade. They have a black blade version of that with black coated titanium and carbon fiber. I appendix carry Mark Ridgewell. I appendix carry my Sea Snake every day at work. That counts as a favorite. Sounds like it to me. Non-Norseman. Yeah, I mean, if you own a Norseman, that's probably your favorite knife. I mean, for a lot of people. I know there's some people that don't like the Norseman. I get that. I do. There we go. I'm still messing around with these new lights. They're not remote. The other ones, see, the other lights were remote control. These are cordless. So they're rechargeable. My favorite knife is the cursed American flag. Oh, so you mean your favorite knife is this one right here. That one. That's your favorite. That Frost Cutlery. Fucking $3 knife. We watched, the paying members and I watched Cutlery Corner Network the other night. So, was that Monday night? Was it Monday night? I think it was. That's your favorite, huh? That's not my favorite. Not at all. Not at all. The Herman Sting. I've never gotten to handle any of the Herman knives. I haven't. I saw a Metal Complex post on Instagram that gold inlaid Herman that he has. I'm still not a fan of front flippers. I'm sorry. I can't do it. So Jared stole my talking points. If you watch Jared's show, you know I was going to talk about the smoke shop owner, and I'm like, you know what? It's reached a point where I don't fucking care anymore. Like, you come in my house, you're not coming out. That door is locked for your protection, not for mine. You kick that door open, you get everything you deserve. Just be like, you're like, there's 2 different caliber rounds in this person. Yeah, I know. I ran out of bullets for the first one. You keep missing out on the superlative drops. Happy Haptics, Chuck Breeze. I don't know if you guys noticed. Oh, that's something I was going to do as well. I wanted to call out all the paying members. I'm going to do a readout here in a little bit of all the current paying members for the channel. So this is probably my favorite is the TRM Atom. If I had a favorite TRM, it'd be the Shadow. The TRM Shadow. What the fuck is wrong with every goddamn time? Oh, it's the color of my shirt. It's green enough that it tries to fade out. I'm not changing shirts. What was this? What was I saying? The TRM Shadow looks like it looks like a Spyderco native and a Benchmade 940 got really drunk at an office party and had wild, crazy, unprotected sex. And the TRM Shadow is the illegitimate love child of that illicit coupling. My favorite knife I own is the Hinder XM18 Spanta. They're all just a little bit too much. Even though I do have to say that Hinder XM18 flipperless did take my knife of the year last year. I know what's going to get knife of the year this year. I'm pretty sure of it. I guess my Roxy. Luke Cole says, I guess my Roxy, really hard choice when you have over 60. I've got hundreds of knives, and I absolutely understand. I don't. Oh, yeah, your $3 Stanley, a razor knife. I got you. I was like, I don't even think I should read that. I feel dumber for that. Monday night, totally fell asleep. Yeah. I'm loving my Shaman right now. Haven't gotten my Nimble yet, so we'll see. I spoke to, by the way, via DM John at EMP Knives. If you guys need his contact info to get a hold of him for issues with your XL, I know there was a handful of people that had some issues, and I called it out. And I didn't think I was being like overly negative about it, but I do know that like I can amplify the negativity of things that I say real easily because I was in the military for a lot of times. We're really good at it. It's the Rockwall. Okay, cool. My current favorite is the Mannix 2 or the Gale Bradley 2. Hey, look, Purple Heart Barbecue's here. Purple Heart Barbecue is going to be doing some cool stuff. He asked me if I thought it was a good idea to do some foods that would be good after participating in the Devil's Lettuce, which we know I do. And I told him immediately, I texted him back and I said, yes, you should do a Doritos crusted pork loin and then serve that in a Dorito infused. I hadn't got a chance, like chop that all up and then put it in a Doritos infused tortilla wrapper with nacho cheese powder. That would be amazing. Did that kid live after he shouted up? No, yeah, he did. That's what I said. I said that like he definitely did. I don't have the 1911 down here. I currently have the Sig Sauer, and it just doesn't sound as good. I don't have it yet, but I did order a fat PP, just waiting for it to show up. Is that from those guys from R&D? The fat PP? That little knife that those guys that do all kinds of weird videos made? If it is, that is the funniest thing. I'll show you a 38 special. Call me out too, Mike. I just did. Polly over at Purple Heart Barbecue. Like, I don't know what else you want from me, Polly. I already do that. I'm not doing a very good job of getting the tags done on that. But at any rate, what is this? That's a great question. So many knives recently, but mostly I've been carrying all of my black Grant Gripper Best Tech OEMs. I have not gotten to see them yet. There's been so many people say, oh yeah, I'll send it to you. I have not gotten a fucking... All of you that have said you were going to send me the Gripper, the Grant Gripper, all of you guys that said you were going to do it, I haven't gotten even to see one yet. Mark Ridgewell said 3 juveniles were arrested. Yeah, he made it. I love my shadow too, but my card is so clean. You acknowledge, Daddy. Polly's going to come on here and tell me to shut up on my own fucking channel. Hey, Polly, how about this? I don't want to say it. Yeah, there was a third holding the door. Yeah, there was a third. There were 3 people. There was one holding the door, one that grabbed the tip jar, one that came over to counter, the one that has a lot of new orifices. He has a lot of new holes that God didn't intend. I respect you come in my house. I'm not gonna try and play this shit like just go. Nope. Got a Pena Bravo. Maybe my new favorite. Let's see here. Doritos suck. Something's wrong with Breeze Rasher. Something is horribly wrong with him. I don't know why he would say that. I need to change these settings. Hang on Just a second. That's good. That's good right there. Currently 80/20. I like the 80/20. I absolutely love the 80/20. I'm not such a big fan of the 80/20.5, and I'm not such a big fan of the 80/15. 80/15 is cool, but it's not as fun or as functional as the 80/20. And the 80/20.5 is just smaller than I would want. I got to read the reviews on the PP. I imagine I'll get around to it. Woo, finally, it's starting to cool down. I almost didn't do this live feed. It was 89 degrees out here. I didn't film anything. The wife and I just reorganized a bunch of stuff out here in the garage just to clean it up a little bit. I put all my tools in actual storage boxes that we've got and stuff now. Storage bins, like actual hard sided. They were just on a shelf. So, Para 3 lightweight. I like the Para 2. I'm not a fan of the Para 3. It's a good knife. I'm just not a fan of. I don't know if you guys can hear that motorcycle out on the freeway, just wound out. I like the Para 2, and I like the original paramilitary. I'm not such a big fan of the Para 3. I think that the proportions are a little out of whack on the Para 3. It's just too much handle, not enough blade. It just feels it's a good enough knife, and I know a lot of people love it. I just am not such a fan of the actual proportions of that knife. So, currently be carrying my old ZT-0620. Messing with ZT, made badass knives. I don't, honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't actually. A lot of people say that. I'm like, see, here's the thing. Unlike Cold Steel, I don't think they actually did make badass knives. I never liked very many of the ZTs. What's up, Javon? So just so you guys know, we are in the planning of doing the 24-hour knife rates thing again. We'll have to see how my health is. We'll have to see if I had the surgery. We'll have to see a handful of things. But I'm absolutely down for it as long as everybody else still is. Market was perfect on the fat PP. They're going to sell out. They already sold out, I guess. Really like my 80/20 textured tie until I had a Klein Reguide. Now I love it. Favorite Fixie, Bastinelli Pical. My favorite Fixie. Why the fuck can't they just go knock on the goddamn door? My favorite Fixie currently is the. This thing is great. This is that Bastinelli Acheron Knives L'Ascension collab. Let's see here. I don't know if there's any left, but he dropped the price on the rest of them. The website, the grippers, that is. I think there's 300 now. Let's see here. Do you dip your Doritos in milk? Ooh, that's disgusting. And then anything Polly says, I'm just not going to put up on the screen. So, hey, Polly, how about this? Fuck calling you out in that collab video. Fuck you. It's not happening now. I got something to hold. You better be fucking nice to me because you do know that I'm going to do that collab video. You know who I'm talking about. And I'm going to refuse to call you out in it. You know what? I'd never had that. I had never had that. And my buddy was like, no, bro. Like bean dip and Doritos is amazing. I'm like, I don't know. And I tried it. I was like, all right, that's pretty fucking good. That is pretty fucking good. I may as well. You and I may as well. I might be there as well, I should say, in Texas. So we might see him together. I do have something that has been spending a lot of time in my pocket, and my sister reminded me of something. So I forgot about this. So this is my Spyderco Police that Winston Cobretti sent. And I've been messing around. It's been in my pocket a lot. So it spent a lot of time in my pocket. And then my sister, I sent her a picture. I was like, look what somebody sent me. And she's like, oh, do you remember how mad Dad was about his? And then I remembered my father had one of these. The sheriff's department got the Spyderco Police models for all the new deputies. It was part of their gear. part of the gear loadout. They got a knife, and he had one of these, and he really loved it. And he and I was probably a little bit older than my daughter, and we were out on a boat, and my dad caught his on some line, caught the pocket clip, and it went out over the side of the boat into like 40 feet of water while we were out fishing. And he was cursing and swearing. He tried to get another one. The sheriff's department said, "Look, we only give you the first one. Like, we get them when we hire on new deputies." He's like, "We're not getting you another one." And so he went. I remember he went, and he was going to go to the Cabela's catalog and get one, or some catalog. And this was back in the day where you still had to call. Like, you had to find the catalog, you had to call with your credit card. And he was like, I hear him in the kitchen, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna order one from Cabela's. I really like that knife." And he looked it up, and he found it in the Cabela's or one of the magazines that we had, like where they sold them, catalogs. I mean, and he finds it in the catalog, and I hear him curse. He's like, "What the fuck do you mean that thing's $130? Because that's what they cost back then. Yeah, you're fucking. That was like 20, 30 years ago. Back in the it would have been 1989, 90-ish. Dumped it in a drink, and he was so mad. And my sister was like, "Do you remember?" And I was like, I had forgotten about it. I was like, "Oh, that's right." He was so mad, but now I've got one. So just typing Doritos nachos are the bomb. What's up, Ben? How's life treating you in the Marine Corps? Like a baby treats a diaper? So use the taco flavored Doritos. I haven't seen those in a while. I remember those that was the original flavor, if I remember right. Did you know that Doritos actually, was it Doritos or Fritos? One of the two was started at Disneyland out here in California. I didn't know that. Like, it was something, it was like a byproduct of something. What is this? Doritos are somebody's fucked up in the factory and spilled Kraft mac and cheese. Hey, you don't have to like them. That's like I say about the Norseman. You don't have to like it. I do. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong, Breeze. It's okay to be wrong. It's cool. It's cool. Sometimes it's okay to be wrong. Just finished a 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. range day. Yeah, Polly can tell you about that. Polly used to work at the range sometimes. Doritos are okay. Then it is Doritos. Doritos started in. I can hit the devil's lettuce. That's about it. And if we're going to Texas, we ain't doing none of that either. I can't. I don't drink. I quit drinking. Well, what's it been, like 2 months ago, something like that? I quit drinking when I started having more problems with the stomach. I tried that one time. We did a live feed, and I had a few drinks, and then immediately within a day, my stomach hurt, and it didn't have to go back to the hospital. So if you guys don't know, I wound up back in the hospital. So I had friends coming in. I had friends coming into town Friday night, and on Friday morning, I was at the fucking hospital thinking, I'm like, I got ahead of it. I was there. I got there early enough that I didn't have to get admitted, and I could go with oral antibiotics instead of being on an IV drip and being admitted to the hospital. I imagine before the end of the year, there's going to be a surgery. So that's the other reason, like I was saying about the content, I'm going to focus on, instead of doing like 9 videos, maybe do 3 really good videos with some other stuff. And we'll see how that plays out, because I've been doing the shorts and stuff, and I've seen a jump in views, which you would think would indicate that you're going to get more ad revenue and stuff like that, with a drop. So it's going opposite directions. I'm getting more views, but I'm getting less revenue. So I don't know. You should sell it. What are you going to sell it, Chuck? I built a full tie frag pattern PM2 and crewware. I never use it. If you need to sell it, chuck it. You're not a paying member anymore. I would say you could probably offer it up on the knife trade section of the Gilded server. So Josh Worth is here. What's going on, Josh? Let's see. Stop sharing. There we go. New comment. Let's see here. Brent Barney. So I shipped out last month's giveaway. I have not done the giveaway yet for I haven't done the July giveaway yet, so I have to. No, I did, and I swapped it out. This month's giveaway, the August giveaway, is the Beagle for the paying members, just so you guys know, and a bead. So Casa de Fritos, yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It was Casa de Fritos. Actually, there's still a Mexican place there. I think that's still the name of it. Yeah, that's still the name of it. I've eaten there. It's actually pretty good. We don't very often when we go to Disneyland eat in the park. Typically, we'll either bring stuff in a cooler and take it in a backpack cooler to make sandwiches, and we'll just eat that. And like maybe one time we'll get something. Like my wife likes the soup, the bread bowl that they have over in the Rivers of America in Louisiana. So it's gumbo. She likes that. Josh says he's working and lurking. So yeah, there's going to be less content, I think, moving forward for a little bit till I can figure out what's going on. Like I get different stuff from different people, and like I'm just going to go with a guy that like has been doing it for a while, has an actual crew, production team and stuff like that. Like I appreciate Jared gave me a bunch of advice. I've taken it and it has been effective to a point, but I think that some of it, Jared has just been really lucky with some stuff. And I don't think everything that Jared is going to do is going to work on this channel. I'm just trying to find stuff that we're doing. So I'm going to try and keep doing multiple videos a week. It's not like there's only going to be one video a week, but I think maybe we're going to bring it. Plus, like I said, I have a couple other projects I'm working on, and Polly and I met a guy. We're going to do some collaboration stuff with him. Maybe some collaboration stuff besides the podcast with me and Polly. Polly, we should get Al on the podcast as a guest. That's what we should do. I can't eat birria right now. I'm not allowed to have anything spicy. I can't, like, it sucks. I had canned shredded chicken with onion and garlic over steamed broccoli and cauliflower. That was my big meal of the day. I was gonna say that it's called Dole Whip. It's called a Dole Whip. My grandparents had it somewhere in Florida one time. They went on a trip and they loved it. They were like, "Oh, we'll find it somewhere else." And the closest they think they could find was pineapple sherbet, which actually is really good. What else was I gonna do? I don't remember. I had a couple things I was gonna do. Find me an MRE if I'm being sentimental. I love MREs. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. So guys would complain about eating MREs, and I'm like, I don't fucking mind MREs at all. It's still less of Emler on the internet. I'm still trying to find a downside. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm spending a lot of time doing shit for free, and I got to figure out a way to not do shit for free. Like right now, I mean, 28 minutes in, and I guarantee, because I don't know if you guys know this, live feeds don't make any money. They don't. I do this because I enjoy it. It's fun. So yeah, you like the small little hockey puck size cans of chicken breast. That's what I'm talking about. I got a bunch of them over here. Yeah, I have to figure out, like, I have to figure out how to engage with you guys to a point where, like, I can do it and have it, like, come all up, you know, where it comes up the way I want it, where we're getting the engagement and things like that, and videos are making money, and I'm not, like, constantly, like, begging you guys for fucking super chats and shit like that. So, you new school vets never dealt with the old MREs. Bro, yes, I dealt with the old Vietnam era MREs. We had those all on the ship. We had those fucking things on the ship. The old Four Fingers of Death. Some of them still had cans and shit in it. Yes, I have dealt with the old dark green MREs. I absolutely. That's not what I meant, guys. Live feeds make money when we do this. Yeah, they do, actually. I like when you guys do that. That's fun. But no, what I was saying, I absolutely have dealt with the old. I came in in '92, so we still had the old shitty MREs for a few years, and I was on an amphibious ship in Japan, and I'm not gonna lie, we had the keys to the MRE, to the dry stores locker for the Marines for the landing force stuff, and the Marines couldn't figure out, like, every time we come aboard the ship, we're short on MREs. And I was like, that's because I miss meals sometimes. And sometimes those old shitty MREs were better than what we had on the mess decks. My first ship, so if you were in the Navy, you would know this. There are some ships that the chow is really good. And there's some ships where you just hope. God damn it. There, you get a bunch. There's some ships where the food is really good, and then there's some ships where you just hope that they have peanut butter and jelly on the salad bar. Like, I swear to God, I wouldn't even get in the chow line unless they were having like knockwurst and sauerkraut, like, because you knew they couldn't screw that up. Like, I would eat then, like, if I knew what they were having, or sauerbraten, because they really did that okay. But like, I would eat from the ship store. I'd eat like beef jerky and you know, like the fucking pepperoni sticks and shit. And all my other sustenance came from peanut butter and jelly, the salad bar, and the big tub of cottage cheese that was always on the mess decks. Like, that's all I ate for 4 years. That's the only fucking thing I ate. Like, peanut butter and jelly, knockwurst and sauerkraut, sauerbraten. Breakfast was good. Breakfast, so you could have eggs if you got up there in time. You could have eggs to order, and every Sunday you had eggs to order. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Those things, but like my second ship, the food was amazing. My third ship, it was great. Like, some of the best food. And when I was stationed at the ordnance facility, we had like a galley. This was a cool thing. Like, I actually took my wife to the galley in Sasebo and Yokosuka because they had Sunday brunch, and you just paid for guests, and it was really good. Like, the galley there was restaurant quality. We went a bunch of times for Sunday brunch. Was this Chuck It? Was this Scoutmaster? I kept dehydrated peaches in my pocket all the time. I ate them like candy bars. Yeah. See, Mike, the problem is you're promoting drugs, knives to a bunch of knives to a bunch of addicts that pour our paychecks into our addiction. This is true. This is true. It is. It really is. I got to get Bearded Doom a bunch of credit. He has bought memberships for like 10 people on here. He did it for Cole. He bought 10 once and then did 30, I guess, once. Oh, we got a new paying member. Demonic is a new paying member. Demonic 13. Now all I want to do is watch. I want to watch Grandma's Boy. That was the name of the game that he developed. I have got some stuff in that you guys haven't seen yet. Welcome to Demonic. Go to the community tab on my channel, and go to the community tab on my channel, and you'll find a link to the Gilded server, so that you're there, and make sure that your username there matches your username here. And once you're there, that enters you, because I have not done the drawing yet for the. I know that I had said last month was going to be the Beagle, the O-Knife Beagle, but Stacy Bearded Blades loves that knife. She asked real nice. She's like, does anyone mind if we swap it? And so she won that. I sent that off to her with a bead and a bunch of stickers and some other stuff like that. But welcome to the memberships. That's cool. You have access to, depending on your level, you might have access to some exclusive content and stuff like that if you're a baseline or premium. I wouldn't go that far. I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of the Beard of Doom in the group chat on Gilded server, and I'm not going to agree with that being that he's a beautiful man. There's another person that never interacts on the Gilded server, and I think I'm just going to have to send him a direct link to it. I don't know if he even knows how to get in on it. But there's Q-Ball. What's going on, Chris? Mr. Pote. Planet Pote. I'll drink all the beers you don't. Yeah, Here's the thing. Like the other day, I forget what we were doing. We were doing something here at the house. Oh, I remember it was we were watching a UFC fight. My buddy was in town. Uh, I don't know. I've tried to make Cue Ball a mod, and I don't know why it won't let me. It has. I was going to say Cue Ball. I've tried to make him a mod, and it will not accept the thing. I don't know if I've got too many mods already or what. But what was I going to say? So we were watching a UFC fight that I had recorded, and I was like, see, right now we're just sitting in a garage. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon. It's hot, and we got the fan on. I was like, right now I want a beer. And he goes, well, you could have. Okay. Okay. So maybe it's because he's already a mod. That's why it won't let me add it. Wow, something really stinks out there. So he was like, well, my sister said the same thing. He's like, well, there's some really good non-alcoholic beers, and I was like, bro, it's like jerking off with a condom on. If I want a beer, I want a beer. I don't want a freaking soda pop that tastes like beer. Wow, something really stinks. It's trash day. Guys, it's still 82 in here. I was like, if I can get it under 83 in the garage, I'll still do a live feed tonight. It was 89. It was 89.5 degrees in the garage earlier today. My wife and I were cleaning up all the stuff, and we took all these tools off the shelf and stuff that I don't ever use, and we put them in these containers and stored them like vertically so they're not taking up all that space. Just kind of organize everything a little bit. But Jesus, that stinks. And so I was like, it's too hot to do a live feed. I really didn't think I was going to do one, but it has cooled down. It's now 81 and a half degrees in here. So that was my cutoff. I was like, if I can't get it under 83, I'm not doing a live feed. And my wife has told me that we're probably going to have to stick to an hour. I like the Abyss. I have a video I have to shoot about the fancy Abyss and some stuff like that. But I'll lend you my Abyss or Rockwell so we can both feel pain. I don't know what we're talking about here. Yeah, I have a couple videos I want to shoot. I want to do them different. I want to do some different stuff, but I'm really limited. I think I'm going to have to get a sound editor to do what I want to do, because I want to film some stuff differently, like background shots with voiceover. But when you do voiceover on the actual thing, it doesn't sound good. And I don't know why. So I have a sound editor that I think I'm going to get. It's like $20. And it's not a subscription thing. It's just something I'm going to get, and I'm going to put it on the computer and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's. He never asked. I think I went through one day and I was in the subscribers thing, and I just started adding people as mods because I knew I was getting a bunch of stuff. I had one of my paying members like go ape shit on me in the Gilded server here not too long ago. So Bob, like, I don't know what happened, and I don't know what I did to you, but like it would be nice for me to be able to like not just be arbitrarily cursed at and then told fuck you and then leaving the membership and not telling me exactly what the fuck happened, because I think all of us that were on the general chat that day were like, don't call out completely, but Bob, if you're listening, like, hey, come on back. I haven't kicked you out of the server yet. I was like, just tell me what the fuck, because I don't know. Like, it was out of the blue. You're a Magnus slut. Don't lie. You're a Oh, it says you are a Magnus slut. Magnus slut. Honey Bear 85 is here. So I haven't seen anybody. What's everybody carrying? I thought it was too, Will. I thought he was fucking around, but I think he was honest. I think he was like, I'm done with this. Oh, Jesus. Right now, a while. You guys haven't even seen the unboxing of the stuff that Nico sent me. And I filmed that 2 weeks ago. So I haven't filmed any of the shit that Jared, the second box, that big, the three boxes of stuff that came from Jared that I unboxed. You guys just saw, I think, number 2. I think there's one more of those, and then there's one of Neek. No, I think you've seen all three of them. I honestly, I haven't even filmed anything about those knives. But yeah, I know. Guys, I just had custom EDC knives. I've had two of his knives for the better part of 3 months. So, Jesus, it smells like a fart. It literally smells like somebody farted right outside my garage door. I had my Grimsmo Norseman, my Spyderco Smock, my Concept Predatout, Kaiser Bedlegger, Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, Civivi Chevalier, and Olight Baton on today. I literally have been in shorts and flip-flops all day uploading videos to that what was it? The Amazon influencer program. So interesting. I figure if I send anything Mike 6 months, I'll see it. 6 months, I'll see it again. I do, guys. I know even with doing 9 videos a week, I still have got so much stuff here. But I've got people asking me like, "Hey man, when's that stuff coming?" I had a guy that had a box of knives here for sharpening, and I told him I'd like to do a video about these knives, and he goes, "Yeah, cool." And I was like, he was like, "Bro, like it's been." I was like, "I'll just send him back." Like, I don't want him to be upset. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes here, and it gets put in because I also owe this stuff back to Jared. Jared's knives are here, so I mean, I basically do reviews in orders that they come, unless it's something really cool. And I'm like this, like people are like they'll send stuff in for review, and a lot of times you guys don't even get to see it. Like, hey man, I need it. I was like, bro, like I've got a lot of stuff here. I haven't spent over 400 on a knife yet, but I'm thinking of expanding my budget to 500. Any recommendations around it? Here's the Jesus Christ. Somebody's trash can smells like, I don't know if they got dead, like rotten meat in it or what, or it just stinks. Okay, so the thing is, there's some knives out there at that price point that are really good. I will say, follow my affiliate link for this. This hits above its weight class. This is not that expensive a knife. This is a great knife. Let's put it to you this way: a knife that I will recommend every day is the Miguron Valona. It's $53. Go find my affiliate links down below. Go look it up on Amazon. That Miguron Valona is $53, and that thing is as good, if not better, than some 4 or 5. I will tell you, that Miguron Valona is better than some $500 knives. It is. It's not a lie. This is better than some $500 knives. This thing's amazing. I love the Aloris, that new Farron Forge design. I just can't. Like, oh yeah, here you go. Has how much you spent really made a difference. There are times where that actually does make a marked difference in what you get. A lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with the actual quality, to tell you the truth. A lot of times what it has is there's the stuff that goes with it. Okay, so this knife, case in point. I bought this knife on the secondary market. And John knows I bought this knife on the secondary market. But 3 times now, I have reached out to Grimsmo Knives for screws, stop pin, bearings, 3 times. And they've never once questioned it. They just sent me the parts. They're like, yeah, we just need the address for stop pins. It's like, just measure your stop pins for me. I'm like, okay. The Chaves 229. That's a big boy. I have the Ultramar Street Redención. I love this knife. People are like, I can't believe you carry it. I thought I wanted the 229. I thought I wanted the 229 because I always loved the 228. And I thought I wanted the 229. And then I handled this, and I'm like, you know what? I think I like this more. And then I was like, I'm right. I do like this more. I will take this over the 228 or the 229. The 228 and the 229 are just too big. They really are. They're too bulky and too big. And you want to talk about getting jimping done the right way. That's jimping. Like, that's not there for it. It is attractive, I have to admit. On this one, the big jimping is attractive. Are compound grinds a bitch to sharpen? No. Because guess what? The edge doesn't change. It's not like a Tonto. This is technically a compound grind. You have a hollow and a flat. See that? It's still just one edge. It's all one angle. Doesn't affect it at all. Does not affect. I've seen that knife, Joe. I've seen that knife, and I don't think it would appeal to me as much as the Bologna did. It's a good knife. I don't think you're going to get a bad knife from them. I just think that that's just a knife that I'm not going to enjoy anywhere near as much. I already answered it for you. Chaves 229 is my favorite in the collection. I have a much higher ends. I think that I still like the 229 and the 228, which basically the 228 is the production version of the 229. So if you guys don't know, Ramon was in business with a guy, and it was Chaves American made, and he got into business with a garbage business partner, and he wanted to break ties, so he just shuttered that business, so it doesn't exist anymore. And then he made Chaves knives, so it's no longer Chaves American made, or Chaves, what was it? Chaves USA made or American made? I can't remember what it was. But at any rate, he did that so he could get rid of that business partner. And then his first outing, instead, because the 228 was a mid-tech, so he still had the design. So then he went with this, which was a production version. He did the Ultramar Street versions of that knife, which were a little bit smaller. And then the 229 is basically just a full-size exact duplicate of the 228. Hey, Hinder Collector's here. It's basically a 1-for-1 of the 228. It's just the production version by Riyadh. This thing is, I love this knife. And everybody's like, oh, like that garbage. I love the pocket clip. So, Knife Life got the Nimble T in the mail. Nice. I haven't seen the T, I don't think. Which one's the T? Is that the first one? I have the Nimble here. I have the Nimble X here. And I'm gonna mess around with the Nimble X a little bit more and see if I can. Somebody was trying to tell me, like, I think people forget that I actually was a knife maker for a while, and I've modified and worked on and fixed knives and stuff for people. Tonto one, yeah, that's. And I think people forget that, and they go into the comments. The guy was trying to tell me what he thought was wrong with that Nimble X, and I'm like, that's not what's wrong with that Nimble X. It was like, oh, it's the bearings. I was like, that's not what's wrong with it. There's absolutely something else wrong with it. There's a pinch point in there where something's not quite right. So, and if it is the bearing surface, then there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I got that when somebody else said it was the Tonto version. I don't like American Tontos. Americanized Tonto, I own 2. Well, 3. So I liked it. It's still like the Nimble, the original Nimble, a lot of fun, really well made, kind of cool, thought out with all the different deployment methods and things like that. It's a lot like the Olamic Busker, I believe. That little one was the Busker, the little Olamic. That was one that had multiple different deployment methods. You could wave it, you could flip it, you had the front flipper, the side, you could thumb stud, reverse flick it, you could catch it on your, like, hit it against your thigh and stuff like that. But just like the Nimble, it's not comfortable in hand. Yeah, Nimbles, I don't think they're ugly. They aren't in hand. They're cool till you grab it and you're like, that's not for me. Like, I could get past it on the regular Nimble because I could get up on it, but still, it just felt weird. I think I just was enamored with the coolness of it. And then once it came back, and I'm like, I got to see it again with the Nimble X, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I've changed my mind, which is not uncommon. It can happen. It's happened a couple times. Yeah, I've heard other people say that. This has got just a specific point. But I've had it apart, but it had really bad lock stick, and I fixed it. I fixed the lock stick. I turned the grinder on, just kissed it on the Scotch Brite. It had a little burr. That was the only thing that was wrong with it. It had a little burr where it was ground. So, yeah. I haven't, like, the only thing I've gotten new that's mine is this. Like I said, Winston Capretti sent this, and I've always wanted one of these. And a bunch of the guys in the chat were like, why didn't you 91? For me, the stainless steel Spydercos are always cool because they're the oldest ones. Like those Spydercos that came out in stainless like this were always some of my favorites. My first Endura stainless steel. I had it wasn't a Delica. I forget what model it was. It was in stainless steel and I got rid of it. I gave it to somebody because it was just too small. I always wanted one of these, but the size on it, it's not as functional as a lot of other knives. And if you guys have got a question about how big my hands are, this knife is 9 1/4 inches, and I've got the entire knife handle in my hand. This was something that I always wanted. And I just couldn't justify the price. And then all of a sudden, Winston, God damn it with this internet. Hang on a second. I gotta grab my phone so I can prioritize this device again. Because it's about to start to get choppy. But no, so we were talking about these on the phone, and then this thing showed up, and I guarantee that he's the one that got it for me. And but I always wanted one of these. And my dad had one because, like I said, the sheriff's department gave him one as part of his initial. Oh, the Oz Roosevelt has become my favorite. I'm not such a fan of the Roosevelt. Let me prioritize this device. My best friend is flipping out because I told him, like, we haven't talked in a while because he moved back to Missouri. And he's got a kid and another one on the way within a year of each. Like, they're literally going to be a year apart. And I texted him. I was like, oh, I quit drinking, by the way. And he was like, what the? He's been flipping out that I quit drinking. Allow me to prioritize this device so we don't lose our internet connection. What was this? Craig Hamilton says my favorite right now is. Oh wait, here we go. Hang on a second. So yeah, I'm not such a big fan of the Oz Roosevelt. It's a good knife. It's just not one for me. Next major purchase will be an Arius. I wish I could like the Arius. Such a good knife, and it just does not fit. It doesn't fit my needs, and it doesn't fit my hands the way I want. Yeah. Jesus Christ, somebody's trash can fucking reeks. Yeah, the Roosevelt. The Roosevelt has some issues with it for me. I'm not such a fan of the blade shape. I will say that the knife is incredibly well done. One of the smoothest knives you're going to find. Pause. It is one of the smoothest knives you're going to find, and it's done really well. It's just not. What's this? Night, y'all. I'm off to watch some Mosquito Coast. Great show. Check. Oh, I haven't seen it. I don't like any of the Veros. I think that there's just too much wrong with it. I did the Vero Isotope. I had that come in, and I'm like, why would you put so many sharp spots on? Why would you put so many sharp spots on a knife? It's just uncomfortable. Was this the QSP Penguin? Best budget EDC. I actually think the Valona, if you can carry a 9-inch knife, I think the Valona is actually better. My Valona is over there, I believe. I'll grab it in case you guys haven't, in case somebody hasn't seen it. But I do have a QSP Penguin. And like everybody's like, oh, I got the QSP Penguin. You're going to get the titanium and Damascus. Like, why? The whole key point of the QSP Penguin was it so good at the price? Now, when you raise the price, now you have a $30 knife that costs you $300. That's the way I look at it. Like if you have a version of a knife at $30 that just knocks it out of the park, fucking don't touch it. Leave it the fuck be. Keep it at $30. Because the fact is, this knife is amazing at $30. But at $300, I'm going to pass. It's not great at $300. I don't care what materials you do it in. It's not that stellar. It just doesn't, it's a plain knife. It's really plain. At $30, amazing. $300, it's a no sell. It really is. The Valona. Let me go get the Valona just in case, because I know there's people. You know, we get new people on the channel from time to time. Let me grab that. Oh, loud noises. Making loud noises. I grabbed a couple things because there was something here. I love the Penguin after installing a sharpening choil. Mine has one. Mine has one. I have had no problems with this. Got my Archie out. I had my Archie out and was messing with it earlier today. This was in my pocket. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you guys not have a choil? Did the expensive one not have a choil? I'm curious because mine has a choil. I just showed it to you. I didn't do that. That's how it came. So if you guys didn't come with it, because the end of that blade is well beyond the wide spot. So I have had zero problems with sharpening this, and this gets a lot of use. It's adequate. I'm just saying, like, the only reason I would expand a choil is if the blade terminates back into the wide spot here, and then you wind up with that ramp and that smile. So I don't see an issue with the, like, as a sharpener, I don't see an issue with it. The Valona, if you haven't seen one, is amazing at the price. It's amazing. This thing surprised me, Jared. If you guys know, I don't ever do. I don't look up price or specs or anything when a knife comes in. So the knife comes in, I pull it out of the box, I do the unboxing, I look at it, we talk about like the company and stuff like that. I talk about anything that's available, like to see, and I do like a first impressions. Oh, well, that's comfortable and things like that. You know, the thing that Alex said that he hates that knife reviewers do is like, it's a good looking knife, feels good, this and that. That's first impressions. I do that when I unbox a knife. When I actually, when I get to the point where I'm actually carrying the knife, I do a first day in pockets. Then I'm like, okay, how did it cut? How's it feel in pocket? Because first impressions, I don't even put it in my pocket. So the first day in pocket, I don't look up any specs. So I don't know the price. I don't know the steel unless it's stamped on the blade. I don't know any of the materials, anything. I'm just doing an unbiased, actual, like, how does this knife work first day? And then I carry it over the course of a week or two. And then I go back and I redo the video, having had it in my pocket for a couple of weeks, and I look at specs and the price and all that, and then I can make some, because I want to fly into it blind. There's a reason why I fly into it blind, because if I know the price and a bunch of those other things, then if you told me that this was a $50 knife, I probably would not have thought. Well, I mean, I probably would have. I mean, I can be pretty unbiased, but you know, if somebody tells you that they're sending you a $30 knife and you get it in hand, you're going to look at it like a $30 knife. I honestly thought when I got this, that this thing, I was like, this thing's going to be $150, $200. That's what I thought. I'm like, it feels like a $400 or $500 knife with all the bells and whistles and stuff, like the action and all that stuff. It feels like it, so I'm going to put it like $150, $200. And then I I got it. And Jared was like, okay, wait till you look at the price. I was like, all right, don't tell me. He's like, yeah, I know. He never tells me a price on anything. He's like, but you're going to be surprised. And I was mad. Like, I was like mad at him for not, like, I was so shocked. Like, $53 actually at the time I looked it up, $47 because it was on sale. And this one is the old DC 53 steel, which I like even better than 14C. You can sharpen this on anything. It does not matter. What do I think of the CRKT Bonafide with Gen 2 field strip tech? I think it's a gimmick. I didn't like the first one. I haven't even seen the second one. I have the tools and shit. If you're out and you're like gonna be out in the woods for like an extended period of time, that might be cool. But I've taken some of the knives that I own out in the woods for an extended period of time and not had a problem. So I'm going to say you probably aren't going to have a problem. It's a gimmicky idea. It's kind of cool. Like the field strip technology was kind of cool. But I just don't see it. Like, I'm like, meh. I'm not trying to poo-poo on it. I'm just saying, like, I just don't think it matters. So I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's look at, what is it? The CRKT Bonafide with the Gen 2 field strip. Let's pull it up and look at it. I don't want to shit all over it without looking at it. What's it again? CRKT Bonafide. Let's see here. Is this it? Is this the... Let's visit the site. CRKT is one of those companies. I'm gonna bring it up. Have I seen a Valance Nocturne? I've seen pictures. I've never gotten to handle one. Let's pull this page up and we'll take a look at it on screen. Yeah, I'm on. I'm pulling up the. I'm not just pulling up an image. I'm pulling up CRKT's. Bonafide silver field strip folding knife with liner lock. Lifetime warranty. Well-renowned designer Ken Onion. $100. I just don't see $100 for CRKT. Like, I mean, I get it. It's kind of cool, but I did say in the title of the video I was going to judge you, and I'm going to say that that's not an attractive knife. So, yeah, but he was talking about, yeah, I mean, I don't care what steel, what version or anything. I just, that's an ugly knife. I just don't find it that attractive. And I guarantee I hate that pocket clip. I hate all the CRKT pocket clips. Just surprised it's not tipped down. At least it's tip up. Only time I'd want to possibly strip a knife down in the field is after dressing out some game. But I was going to say, like, the only time I would ever have a knife get dirty enough that I would need to take it apart in the field is if I'm hunting. And if I'm hunting, there's a 99% chance that I'm not going to use a folding knife. I'm using a fixed blade, because a fixed blade is going to get me the it's going to get a fixed blade is going to get me the reach I want, grip I want. I don't have to worry about slipping. I don't fuck around with it. I don't shit getting in it. A fixed blade hunting knife. That's what I'm going to deal with. I'm tired of D2. I'm not a super big fan of D2. I think that's why. I mean, I like the edge you can get with D2. D2 takes a really, really good edge. Later, Gary. D2 takes a really, really good edge. But it is not super rust resistant. I'm sorry, 14C is great. That's why I like that DC53. It kind of bridges the gap between those two. You have the stainless steel, the stainless corrosion resistance, but you get that really crisp, nasty D2 edge. I'll tell you, somebody asked me, one of the guys in the chat asked me like why I got this as opposed to the K390 version. The problem with K390, is it is not very friendly in my pocket. Like I will rust the fuck out of K390. It's not as rust resistant as other steels. And plus the blade shape of the K390 version of the police model does not have the markings. It doesn't have the same blade shape. It's not the same knife. I want the knife that I saw in 1984 when it first came out. That's why I like this. And this knife makes a case for tip. I will tell you, this knife makes a case for tip down carry. Only because these big Spydercos, you can, if it's tip down, you can put your finger in the hole, you can grab it, and you can, once this breaks in, you can snap it open like that by pinching it. That's kind of cool. But I mean, I don't like tip down. I'm gonna prefer tip up every time. So if you saw my S35, I rusted it, and I'm upset. I've rusted S35. I've rusted S35. You can do it. Chilling for the evening. Something different. Boker Magnum Mermaid. Yuck. I have a K390 slip joint. I cut one of those rust prevention tabs. Keep it in the slip with the knife. Rust prevention tabs. I don't know what you're talking about. The rust prevention tabs. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the K3. I know it's a really good steel. It is a really good steel, but like I said, I can rust. I can rust VG10. VG10 is really rust resistant. I've had knives in VG10 that I've rusted. But the nice thing is VG10 typically it's just surface, like some surface oxide layer, like a patina almost, like a discoloring, and you can just rub that off of VG10. You can rub it off with an eraser. I was about to say what? Oh, what's a rust tab? They're from KPL. I'm gonna have to get a hold of Ryan and see what he's got that I haven't seen yet. I don't have if you guys have ever wondered why my shirt always pulls down like this, I don't have a collarbone. Just so you guys know, if you look at the weirdness of this shoulder, how it's rounded and the other one's kind of flat, the shoulder doesn't have a collar. My collarbone ends like right here. So like I don't have a collarbone on that shirt. So the shirt just tips down and I fight with it all the time. Plus, we don't use a dryer for our clothes. We hang them up and my wife hangs the clothes up. So the necks of most of my shirts are a little bit stretched. Do those tabs work? I'm going to get the Pelican. Are they basically these desiccant packs? I don't know. I'm going to have to look. Well, let's look. I got the wealth of human knowledge at my fingertips right now. KPL rust tabs. KPL. I think my wife forgot about me on here. She told me to. Images. I don't know. Where are we at here? I'm trying to find it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it. Let's see here. We're going to visit. And we'll bring it up. There's strips. Guys, it's so hot. My ears are sweating inside my headphones. I've at least gotten it down to 80. No, they are strips. Okay. I have an M4 bailout, so keep it from rusting as a priority. Yeah, M3 M4 is not as bad as 3 and 4V. 3V and 4V are fucking horrible. I'm trying to pull the. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. I'm gonna try and share the screen here. We're gonna look at the actual KPL rust-proof bundle. Let's see here. Cook, clean, store. The tabs make your sealed knife storage box rust-free. Just one tab in approximately. Oh, okay. So they're just a moisture absorbing tab. Okay, I see. I need to try the oil. That new the oil he has for cooking knives. I like the 80/20 better. I like the 80/20.5. I do like it, but I don't like it anywhere near as much as I like the 80/20. My buddy Tino has one. He has a sheep's foot. He has a sheep's foot one. Oh, I have to say, I have a couple knives in D2 that have come in that I've carried. And that KPL shield, the knife shield, does work pretty well. It has a waxy stuff, but I will tell you, keep whatever rag you use for that, whatever microfiber rag, don't put it in with anything else. Because I used a rag and my wife washed it. I've marked my KPL shield rag. My wife washed it and everything, but whatever the wax that's in it, when I went back and I used it to clean the TV screen, it left streaks of the wax. So whatever the wax that's in it, he's not joking. It does not wash off easily. It went through a wash cycle. And so now I have a specific rag that is only for that KPL shield. It does not wash out well. It does not. But it does work really well about like keeping blades. I wouldn't say, I do know, and I like Ryan, and I know what he said about like removing adhesive and stuff like that. I don't find it anywhere near as effective as 90% rubbing alcohol, or 90% rubbing alcohol is cheaper. But you can also use like lighter fluid. Yeah, that's the only thing that I would say. Like, I just don't see it doing as well on adhesive and like stuff stuck on the blade. But as far as prevention and like just general cleaning, it does a pretty good job. I will tell you the truth, the regular G10 scale screen are pretty awesome. What are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about the 80/20.5. I have the microfiber towels I have got it's a very coarse texture. It's almost looks like bath towel. Looks like a terry towel. Let's stop that screen. So yeah, I don't. That's not the issue. It's just like when I do a cut test, I'm cutting through a lot. I cut through a lot of adhesive, like a lot of it. And like today, I cut down a bunch of boxes because we had stuff still in boxes and it was all taped. And I cut down a bunch of stuff with this because I wanted to do a cut test because I did first day in pockets. Since this is mine, it's been in my pocket. I do like this knife a lot. It's not as unwieldy as I originally had thought when I looked at like 9 1/4 inches. Not, that was like, I just couldn't justify that to buy. Like, that's why I would have never bought the Valona. It's a 9-inch knife. It's outside of what I typically would use these days. Even as thick as this thing is behind the edge, it screamed through cardboard. Screamed through it. And I mean, it is definitely thick behind the edge. Absolutely one of the thicker knives I own behind the edge because it's a saber grind. It is hollow, but it's a saber grind on a fairly narrow blade. And that doesn't give you a lot of time to transition down to the apex. And so maybe a deeper hollow on it. I have a hollow grind wheel here. I may regrind this. We will see. But then again, I don't like changing knives. Like a lot of people, oh, would you do this for me on a knife? I was like, yeah, could I? Yeah. Would I? Probably not. I just don't think that I want to modify a knife. Like there's some knives, yes, could they benefit from a secondary grind, like a regrind? Yeah, but the fact is, I like the knife. I like those knives for what they are, and if I change them, it's gonna be different. Now, I will say, I have a spare blade. I have a spare blade for my 940, and I may send that off to John to get a regrind. I may when I'm not like when $50 isn't $100 more than I got. I may send that off to him to get a regrind. So, and I'm thinking about, just so you guys know, the paying members are going to get it a shot at it first. I may be selling my Mako. I have not decided yet. It's another one of those knives that I've got that's worth money that I don't ever. This is the first time this knife's been out of its case in forever. Like literally, it's the first time it's been out of the case in probably months. It is a good knife, though. I don't know why I don't carry it. I need to just, I just need to get it. I need to start making Mako Mondays, so that I can justify keeping any action on this thing. Nuts. Such a good flipper tab on this. It just feels like it wants to go. Boom. So, want to buy my Ultratech? Why? I got 2 Ultratechs now. I don't need any more Ultratechs. I'm all Ultratech up. Oh, Ben Marshall's back. Oh, hey, you know what we never did? I don't think I've ever heard how this sounds in an echo chamber. Woo! Hump day, hump day, hump day. This is what it sounds like in my head. Every morning there's a little voice in my head when I wake up that says, wow, you can see for miles in here. And I will send, I'm not going to send it. I'm not going to give anything away. I will give anyone prompts if they can tell me what show that's from. I've said that, oh, sorry. I've said that shit for years, and it came from a TV show I watched when I was a kid. And if you can tell me what it is, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Ninja, Blue Mighty Ninja. If you can tell me what show that was from. One character said it to another. I would have been probably 6, so 42 years ago. Shark or Sasquatch? I think we did that. I think, in all honesty, I would have to say the Sasquatch, because the Sasquatch in hand feels so much more controllable for what it is. It's an outdoor knife that I would... Oh, I didn't even see you sent me a text. Oh, you sent a text. Oh, my old number. The other number. Yeah. I have to say the Sasquatch, because the shorter blade, bigger handle, so much more controllable. And then you've got that nice rounded blade for what I would want it for, which would be processing game. It's a skinning knife, and it would have been a hunting knife, and I would definitely would have done that. Thank you much. Thank you much, Mr. Ninja. Missed it. Missed what? Oh. It's still hot out here, though. It's still 79 degrees out here. Yeah, my wife has not come out and told me I have to stop, so I don't think she's been watching how long I've been doing this. I do like the police blade. I like the blade. What I will say, I wish that they didn't terminate the swedge like that. That swedge makes this like when you got to be careful. Like you can't I was cutting labels off of stuff that I just needed the box. Oh, let me see the phrase. The phrase? Oh, the phrase. Every morning, this character hears a little voice inside her head, and it says, wow, you can see for miles in here. It's from a TV show. and it always struck me as funny. So, ooh, it's hot. Cold Steel Knives has been putting out some great knives. I haven't really got to see much of the new stuff. A lot of people told me the quality hasn't dropped at all. I hope that they actually improve some of the quality processes. And the fact is, like, everybody's like, well, the prices went up. And I'm like, oh, great. So it's always 59 degrees in the truck. I still haven't fixed my air conditioner. We had to spend that money on something else. Fucking every time something else comes up. It is not Laverne and Shirley. You are absolutely wrong. Think more 80s, not 70s. I loved Laverne and Shirley. That was a good show. We had other stuff that came up. Like, I just didn't have them. I'm like, money gets spent. Like, we had to spend it on, I remember what it was. We had to spend it on the physical therapy shit for my kids' knees. That's what we spent all that money on. It's okay. It's okay. I got, like my dad said, we don't need AC. We got 460. 4 windows down, 60 miles an hour. Be all right. If I can get the car opened up and everything, it's not that bad. And the air conditioner does kick on. It's going to stop working eventually. But the air conditioner kicks on after you've driven about 7 miles. It's not working, Mindy. I said think 80s, not 70s. Mid 80s. I'd have been in junior high, late elementary school, junior high. But what I was saying is this point, it's so piercing. I had some boxes that I wanted to keep. Sometimes when people send me stuff, if they don't send it priority mail, sometimes it's cheaper to send stuff first class mail than it is to send. No, it's not Alf. Chuck it. Close on the time frame. But sometimes I save the boxes and then I just put a new. No, MASH is definitely 70s. I saved the boxes and then I just put a new label on it. I was going to keep the box for some stuff that had come in because I was going to send it back out because it's cheaper to send it first class mail. And I cut clear through the box and I was like, that thing pierces. Like, it went all the way through and I didn't realize it. I'm not saying it again, Pote. I'm not saying it again. Rewind. You can rewind. So we're probably gonna end. I'm probably gonna do an hour and a half, and it's hot. I'm miserable. I'm sitting in a leather chair in a 80-degree garage with studio lights. Cognis Thorn, where the fuck have you been? No, that's 90s. Mr. Thorn, Zach's been lurking. Zach. I got it. This is a Spyderco Grail for me. This is definitely a Spyderco Grail for me. And like I said, and I forgot that my dad had one. I told the story. My dad dropped his. We were out fishing. I was about my daughter's age when he first went through the academy and everything. Nope, that's not it, Stacy. When he first went through the police academy and then became a sheriff's deputy, they issued him one of these, and he'd had it for about a year. And we were on the boat fishing, and he had it in his pocket, and the pocket clip got caught on something. It went over the side of the boat into like 40 feet of water. I didn't realize how deep it was, and I was like, I'll go get it. He goes, boy, you're not diving down 40 feet of water. He's like, there's anchors and all kinds of garbage down there. And I'm like, he's like, you're not going down there in this lake. It's like, 'cause the lake used to be a hollow, like a hollowed out area, and they dammed up a creek and filled it. Happy hump day. Slish buoy is probably your Spidey Grail. I don't like the Slish buoy. It's not 9 to 5. At the hour and 30 mark, I will tell you what it is. It's not Three's Company. But yeah, I've always wanted one of these. I could never justify the price. One of the paying members and I were talking on the phone, and it's Winston Cabretti. He's got all kinds of stuff. No, it's not Three's Company. It's not. It's not Quantum Leap either. And we talked about knives. He said he saw one, and he was like, I'm thinking about getting some. I was like, yeah, I've always wanted one of the ones in the stainless steel, the original stainless steel with the plain edge, which I don't know how Spyderco ever got away with trademarking plain edge. So it's Not Married with Children, and it's a TV show, not a movie. I'll be joshing. I'm more about the butterfly than the spider. There's a video that goes up on the 15th about this knife. So you guys are going to get to see it more in depth. And I talk about how to pick out. There's some things that you're going to look for. There's a lot of counterfeit Spyderco, especially knives like the police, the stainless steel police and stuff like that. Mainly because this knife, this is one of the longest current modern production folders. This has been around since 1984. It's been in constant production since 1984. And it's, nope, that's not it. Somebody already said it. It's not Doogie Howser either. It's definitely one that has been knocked off a lot, but there's things you want to look for. And it's just simple stuff that you want to look for. But I did. So I'm on some new meds for pain. They want me to get away from the NSAIDs. They think that maybe some of the fact that I take a lot of the gosh darn it. Yep, family ties. Alex said it to Mallory. He was like, Mallory wakes up every morning. There's a little voice in her head that says, "Man, you can see for miles in here." Alex, nope. Zach got it. Family ties. Family ties. It was an episode when they had the. So you had Michael J. Fox, Alex, Mallory. I forget what the blonde girl, Tina Yothers, the one that looked like Yoda. I forget what her name was. Was it Jennifer? And then they had the fourth, which was the youngest son, and it was just shortly after that. Yes, Michael J. Fox said it about Mallory. So yeah, absolutely, it was Alex P. Keaton. Family ties. Way to go, Zach. Zach gets. I mean, I'm not giving anything away for it, but Zach gets bragging rights. That was a good one. That was the longest it has ever taken someone to get one of the movie trivias. It's like, to find that specific one, you would have to go back pretty far. So yeah, that was a good show. I always loved that show. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. How you knew you were watching? That's how you knew that Family Ties was over. And I forget what was after Family. Do you guys remember Silver Spoons? It wasn't a movie question, and I'm not going to repeat it because somebody already answered it. I'm not going through it. Like I've said it like 4 times. I'm not saying it anymore. You can rewatch it. Rewind it, Mr. Thorne. God, Miss Thorne. So, yeah, some of those, like Silver Spoons was Ricky Schroeder as a kid, that like a rich kid, like his dad was super rich and shit. Oh, guys, I have something cool coming. It's a refrigerator that's like a miniature soda can or soda machine that actually works. Like it dispenses like a miniature soda cans and stuff like that. So the company sent it to me, so we'll see that in a video too. It just took me time looking. It just took me back in time. Yeah, that was a good show, man. Like I said, guys, I think I'm gonna end it because I'm literally sitting here sweating like a prostitute in a confessional. I got swamp ass. I'm sitting in a leather chair in a 80-degree garage for your all's entertainment. Maybe you should pay me for that. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, funny side effect of my medicine. Everything tastes bitter. Everything. I'll keep going for a little bit. As long as my wife doesn't come out here and flip out, like she's the driving force behind me slowing down. She's like, main reason. I haven't told Polly this. Polly was all. Polly does not know how to show emotion like a normal person, but I told him this. He's like, I don't know how to show emotion like a normal person, but I'm not okay with this. I had a test that they did, my blood work, and they reran it and it came back negative, but I got a false positive for a protein marker for cancer. So they ran some blood work, and it can happen when you have an infection. So they reran it a couple more times. So I was like, I came back, I told the wife, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till after our friends leave, and I'm gonna tell Isabel. So I told my daughter about it. She was worried about it, and so I told Polly, and he goes, I'm not good with this. Just so you guys know. So I got results back today that they reran the blood work like 3 different times, and it came back negative. So it was a false positive, because when you have an infection, sometimes it screws with proteins and blood work and stuff like that. So especially when you have apparently when you have an abdominal infection, it can really screw up your blood work. So, but at any rate, one of the meds I'm on now makes everything taste better. Everything. I can't eat cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese. It only lasts for a little while. So they say it lasts for like 2 weeks, and then you get used to it. You know, like some medicines make you have like a metallic taste in your mouth. This makes everything better. That's water. It is ice water in that, and it makes it bitter. Oh, hey, holy crap. I didn't even see that. Show us the swamp. I'm wearing shorts. I'm not standing up. Mike's in a hot seat, taking one for the team. There you go. Show us the swamp. I have a video. I don't know if you guys have seen the video yet. The one day where it was so hot, like I had sweat the front of the shirt through. Did you guys see that video yet? I was wearing this shirt, and I had sweat the front of it and pits all the way through. Well, I'm pretty sure I sweat the pits through on it already. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the negative test. So at any rate, the medicine I'm on right now makes everything taste bitter for a couple weeks. And I love cottage cheese. And so I went to the refrigerator, and we got a tub of cottage cheese. And I just wanted a spoonful of cottage cheese. So I got a clean spoon. I took the lid off, got a spoonful of it, put the lid back on it, put it in my mouth, and was like, bah. Disgusting. I was like, I couldn't eat it. Like, I literally spit it in the sink. My daughter was like, what are you doing? Why would you waste that? I was like, because it tasted horrible. I honestly thought it had went bad. It was bitter. Like, have you ever been using your keyboard cleaner? Because they put Bitrex in it so people won't huff it. Have you ever gotten the keyboard cleaner, like accidentally sprayed it and got it, like frosted your finger with it? And you're like, ooh. And then later you're like, why? It was the Bitrex. That's how bitter that was. It's horrible. So Stacy, I sent you, so you have a knife, some stickers, and a bead that is on its way to your house. So I got it mailed off. So the Predator and all that stuff. I'll be thinking about your sweaty pits when it feels like -15 in Wisconsin in a few months. It's been bad the last couple of days. I'm not even kidding. I didn't film anything. I haven't filmed anything the last 2 days. One, because I've been sick. Part of the reason there's gonna be less content next week is I've been sick all week this week. We burned through once again an entire week's worth of content because I got sick. And so the medicine just wears me out. I just don't feel like filming. Yeah, it's usually about the hour and 13-minute mark. It's about the hour and 13. Were you able to, do you mind if you DM me on Instagram as well? I will send you the link to the I will send you a link to the Gilded server. Have you ever tasted your keyboard cleaner? No, I mean, I remember before it had the bitter stuff in it, but like I've used it and had like that first, like you'll shake it, you'll get that burst and it'll like frost you get it on your hands and you're like, or like you spray your keyboard with it and you get it tipped too hard and you get like the liquid that comes out and it freezes your keyboard. Then your fingers are all bitter, like you're doing something, like maybe you're touching your lip or you're eating something, your tongue touches your fingers and it's just horrifically bitter. That's what it tastes like when you take it. And then everything tastes like that because it's in your like I have this bitter taste in my mouth now. Later, Stacy. So, what if we exchange the name to Donkey Pox and only one that can give CDC updates is Eddie Murphy? More fun. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, so we were talking about that dude that stabbed the shit out of that dude. Like just decided to go make him look like Swiss cheese. And there's a lot of people like, I can't believe, like, why would you, like the same thing that Jared said, like people are like, oh, you should just let them take whatever they want. Well, he did. He told them they could take what they had. And then they want another foot. And I was like, nope, inch equals mile. The second you let a criminal have an inch, he's going to take a mile. It's the same thing. If you have a friend that's an addict, you ever had a friend that was an alcoholic or an addict? They're going to take advantage of everything you offer. And they're going to keep going, and they're going to keep taking and keep taking and keep taking because they're addicts. That's what they do. Criminals are no different. And I get it. Times are tough. Times are tough. I barely have enough income to fucking pay for food and shit. If we hadn't sold the house and had a windfall of money, we'd be in a horrible situation. But I'm not out robbing people. So like people are like, oh, well, what about this guy? I was like, you can't put the criminal in front of the victim, because then you make the victim even more of a victim. You've victimized the victim. No, I was in Vegas, smoke shop owner. I've actually been to that smoke shop. And I was like, people are like, oh, but like he could have killed him. Yeah. And he should have fucking thought about that before he climbed over the counter. Like you saw that whole body language change. Like he was cool. Like take the tip jar, just leave the change. Take the money out of the jar, leave the change. And the other guy decided he was coming across the counter. You saw that his whole body language changed. Like, nope. Not anymore. Not this time. Not this time. Polly's going to timeout because I don't want to listen to Polly's bullshit. Timeout, Polly. Because he's just going to troll me. But like seriously, like if you let a criminal have an inch, he's going to take a mile. They're going to take and take and take. And just because, like, okay, so if they had been armed, what's the stop? I've seen so many incidents, like Jared mentioned it. I've seen so many incidents where you do exactly what the criminal tells you, what the robber tells you, and then they fucking delete you anyway. So why even take the chance? The way I look at it, criminal made a conscious decision to break the law. At that point, they should lose their protection of the law. Yes. You need rooftop Koreans. That looked like smoke shop Koreans, if you want to know the truth. Like, I can't think of the dude's name. Like, I DM'd him on Instagram. I was like, fuck yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I watched that video. This sounds horrible. I watched that video like I was watching a UFC fight. Like, I was like, that's what you fucking get. That's what you get. Not gonna lie. Like, I've never been so happy to watch something like that. The vape store owner's fine. The guy that decided to rob him left with like 7 extra holes. 7 extra holes that God didn't intend to be there. Johnny Wynn. Yeah. I was like, fuck. Can you imagine if he'd had like, because he had like a PM2. He had a PM2. Imagine if he had like a. Imagine if he'd went to town on that dude with this. Imagine if this was what was next to the cash register. That dude screaming, I'm dying. Yeah, you're right. You're fucking right. How observant of you. If words are violence at this point, then by all means, I am justified. Yeah. I'm dying. All I could think of was that horrible John Travolta and Thomas Jane Punisher movie where John Travolta was stabbing his face. You're killing me. You're killing me. I was like, that or Yo Jumbo. Whew. Yo Jumbo would have done some fucking damage. Emotional damage. Liver damage. Kidney damage. Intestinal damage. Trapezoidal muscle damage. Thigh muscle damage. He got him everywhere. I was like, good God. Oh, I'm not even gonna try. I was gonna play and see what my best friend sent me, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. That'll take the channel down. God only knows what the fuck he sent me. So, any Cold Steel XL, Highlight, Spleen Splitter. Nah, he fucked that dude up. Good for him though. Like, I'm serious. Like, it's reached a point where everybody's like, oh, he's just got to let him know. There has to be some consequence somewhere. If the cops aren't gonna provide the consequences, and the legal system's not going to provide the consequences, then the owners are going to provide those consequences. It sounds bad, but like at some point there has to be some sort of like consequence. They're like, oh well, the dude came in and he was robbing the store at gunpoint. But he didn't have to shoot that guy. You come in my house, and there's gonna be a trip to the hospital for you, if not the morgue. What was this? Microcheck Trudon. Yeah, he was crying to the owner, "Don't let me die, bro. Don't let me die." I've been like, that's like the whole. I posted something up on a Gilded server. It was a picture, and it was like Brittany Griner, and I'm like, do you know who's responsible for Brittany Griner being in jail? Brittany Griner. I don't even drive across state lines with marijuana or hash oil. I don't even drive across state lines, let alone get on a plane and go to a foreign fucking country. Are you stupid? Did you not get enough oxygen into the womb? Like, were you one of those cord babies that come out blue? Like that? I mean, like, your fucking head. This is a true statement. This is a true statement. She ain't real far out of grip. You know where it sits when I'm doing a live feed. You've been on a live feed with me. Oh yeah, I'd absolutely be much more polite to the guy in the line in front of me at the ATM if I thought that he might whip around and put a hole in me. Like, excuse me, sir. No, go ahead. I'm not in that big of a hurry. So, but that's absolutely a true statement. So, anybody else in Japan? Japan's one of them. See, people don't realize this. Japan still has a death penalty. Story time. Ready for story time? We had a guy named Frito on the ship, and Frito, that was his nickname, like Fritos, like the chips, like the corn chips. Frito was one of the coolest guys. He's one of the coolest guys on the ship. He really was one of the most fun guys on the ship. I hung out with him. I'm surprised I didn't get questioned. And all of a sudden, somebody told me, "Oh man, did you hear what happened with Frito?" And I'm like, "No, what happened?" He apparently had trafficked like pounds and pounds and pounds of ecstasy tabs into the country, and had friends on other ships that were distributing them. Like, he had built his own little drug ring on the base, and the Japanese police caught him. And so, of course, deck plate lawyers telling him what he needed to do. They're like, "Oh, you need to screw the military justice system. Tell him you want to be tried out in town." He's like, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to do." And I went up to, so he goes up to the JAG and he's like, "I want to be tried out in town. I don't want a military tribunal. I don't want a military justice. I don't want to go to court martial. I want to go to Japanese court." And he said this, and he told me, he's like, "Yeah, I told him that." And I was like, "Frito, you may want to go catch him before he leaves the ship." He was like, "Why?" I was like, that's called drug trafficking. He's like, yeah. I was like, they execute people for that in Japan. They don't put you in jail. They execute you. And they do it quickly because it's not like the States. Like, you basically just gave up your status of forces. And he's like, I did what? I was like, yeah. You go out of town. They find you guilty. They hang you like a week later. You don't have like all this. There's no appeals process. You get sentenced to death in Japan. They have an express lane. They're like, well, see you next week. There's a little concrete room with a special floor. Yeah, we're gonna make you into a yo-yo. And I've never seen anyone run that fast. He ran up the mess decks. He caught that dude. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Like Jag was like, why did you change your mind? Did you find out that there's a good chance they're gonna make you a couple inches longer? It can always be worse. I love this knife. This is another gift from Winston Cabral. I'm doing a video of just stuff that Winston gave me. And it's going to be a pretty robust video. Because in arm's reach, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knives that he gave me. I love a good boot knife, a dagger, and this thing has got that really unique shape that's going to leave a nasty, nasty wound. My favorite knife is my Boker Plus Nebula. The Nebula is a pretty good knife. The Nebula is a pretty good. What is this? I had a couple boobies on me in a fight from the Philippines to Malaysia. Got a card before we landed, said death penalty for any amount of drugs. Suddenly I had, ooh, doobies. Singapore. Death sentence. Don't bring drugs into Singapore. Russia, it used to be automatic death penalty in Russia. That has changed. I like the Nebula. And I do have to say there's a lot of the Bokers these days that are not bad. One of the best fixed blades I ever had was a Boker Tough, the tactical urban fixed blade. And I gave it to someone because shut up, Polly. I gave it to someone because I just really didn't carry it, and it didn't have a very good sheath. And so I gave it to somebody. That was it's one of the best small fixed blade knives I've had in a long time. It had Coca-Cola wood handles with it was pinned. It was a good little knife. Fake boobs should be illegal too. Yeah, 13. I was overseas when that kid, what was his name? Daniel White, Brian White, David White, something like that. The kid that got caught. His dad was stationed in Singapore, and he got caught. He got caught spray painting cars, and they caned him. So didn't Thailand just change drug laws? I do not know. I'll tell you guys what, this is in the headboard of my bed all the time. Like at the headboard of the bed. I keep it up there. And it's because I have it on me so much. I carry it in my belt, or I'm sitting with it, just fiddling with it in hand, that it winds up making its way upstairs, and I'm like, ah, shit, put that up there. LOA, good. I don't like the hate. Polly loves it when I let my hate go. I try not to do it on here. Yeah, it's boot knife. Nice little wasp waist handle. Such good grip on this. So, guys, keep your eyes open. There's going to be some collaboration stuff. Polly has been putting up. The podcast every Monday. I think we're going to try and film an episode. It's as long as it's not like stupid hot out here. It was like 89 degrees out here, Polly. We've tried to film it on Thursdays. So he's been putting up one episode every Monday, and I have definitely been lacking in my putting up the tags and putting up links. Is that a Sykes Fairbairn? No, it's a cold steel counter tack 1. So it is not a Sykes Fairbairn. Sykes Fairbairn was a very thin knife, and it had a much longer handle that came down, and it had a more rounded pommel. So the handle is similar, but the Sykes Fairbairn came down to a much longer thing, and then it had a more rounded pommel with almost like a spike, like a skull crusher on it. So it was a lot more slender, more akin to that. You guys remember that SOG dagger that I had, the desert with a Mark 1? Yo, what's up? G-Ball at the in-laws. I haven't seen you in a while. Where's everybody been? Did Jared just end? Did Jared go for 4 hours tonight? Is that where everybody's been? Because there's like 51 people in the last 10 minutes. Always wanted a Sykes Fairbairn. Let's pull up a Sykes Fairbairn. Sykes Fairbairn. Where's my keyboard? I need my keyboard. Sykes Fairbairn knife. Yeah, here it is. This is a Sykes Fairbairn Sheffield. This is the Fairbairn Sykes British Commando dagger. I'm trying to get, there we go, get the screen up. Let me see here. I'll share it. G-Ball does really catch these, brother. It's always, yeah, I know you're on the East Coast. Oh, okay. This is a Sykes Fairbairn, and I always wanted one of these. These are cool, but they don't serve a purpose other than just a combat knife. They're not great at slicing. So it wouldn't be an EDC. I've seen them with a sharp cap on it. This one has got the rounded skull cracker. So that's a full Sykes Fairbairn right there. And then you had the, what was it, the Fairbairn Applegate, which was another knife that had the Fairbairn name. I know who made that. Was it Gerber? Was it Gerber that did that Fairbairn folder? I believe it was. I had one. I can't remember if it was Gerber. I can't remember if it was Gerber or if it was Kershaw. I want to say it was. Yeah, it's got to be Gerber. So, yeah. But the Applegate had kind of the same thing. Like, it had a back swedge, that Applegate folder. That, yeah, it was definitely Gerber. It came back and it was really squared off. And I was like, why? I mean, unless that just gives you a nasty, nasty wound track, which I can see. I could see that doing it because that's really squared off. It would catch material. Just make a mess. So yeah, guys, like I said, that's pretty much it. I got videos going up. I don't think there's a video on Sunday. There's a video on Saturday. There's a video on Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll see what content looks like. I have a couple things still that I want to film and get done that I've promised I was going to do. But like I said, content's going to slow down for a couple reasons. My wife's worried about my health, and this is not helping. You know, working 16, 18 hours a day out here it's the coolest it's been all day, and it's 79 degrees out here. So she's not a big fan of that. And I want to be able to try and focus on quality of the videos. And I'm really going to tell you, like, I'm looking at what's happening with shorts. And yes, I'll probably still do a couple shorts a week. I'm not going to do 5 shorts a week because the subscribers I'm getting from shorts it doesn't make you any money. It really doesn't. It doesn't make you any money because the subscribers you get from shorts, they're coming here for the shorts. And then they get here and they don't watch the long form content. You don't make money on shorts. No one does. Like, Jared got asked if he wanted to get paid to make shorts, and I guarantee he's going to make like a couple dollars, even with the amount of traffic he gets. You have to have literally hundreds of millions of views on shorts to be able to make any money on it. No, I use Apple iMovie, and it works really well. The only thing I want is I want a separate audio editor, because what I want to do is I want to do some shots where it's multiple angle shots where I'm using like different angles and I'm consolidating them, but the audio is consistent. The problem is recording audio on the actual computer for voiceovers is very tinny. So I can try to use this microphone to do it, but I figure since there is a $20 audio editor, I can just record the audio file, then drag it in as part of the files after I film. But the fact is, like I said, between now being one of the you know what? Nick Shabazz told me that exact same thing. Now, the question is it Mac compatible? Because I use a MacBook Pro for all of this, because it really does work so well for all of it. It's Macs were meant for like video and audio. So yeah, but the fact is, if I'm going to do that and I'm going to edit an audio and then voiceover, and I'm going to have multiple angle shots, it's going to take a lot longer. So that means I can't do 9 videos a week. As much as I enjoy doing it, I don't want to do content just for content. I want to give you guys good content, but I still want to stick with the way I'm doing things. Like, I want to do things the way I'm doing them. Well, you could say I'm a fucking heathen all you want, but like, I mean, I've done videos on my PC, and it fucking takes forever. Like, I don't like Adobe. I like the simplicity of the video editing that I get from Apple. I mean, from the Apple MacBook, or from iMovie. And you can't say it's not good, because like, I'm able to transition. You see what I'm doing. Like, if there's issues with the way the video looks, it's something I did. It's not the software. So as far as the actual video software, that's not my concern. It's audio stuff. That's where I'm at now. I'm going to be able to do all the stuff that I can do with my. Oh, okay. So Mike says it's made by Blackmagic. Okay, I'll have to look it up. And I might be switching. I might cancel my subscription with this and switch to OSB, OBS, whatever it is. I have it on here. I just have to figure it out. So that might be what we're going to do with that, because StreamYard it's okay, but it's just, there's some limitations. So at any rate, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to focus on getting like certain things done. Like, I don't need to change a lot. Like, I'm just going to film stuff from different angles. So you're going to see like side shots. You're going to see the clutter that is the shop. You're going to see cuts. You're going to see me doing stuff. You're going to see side cuts when I'm sharpening and things like that. I'm going to try and do some different angle shots. I want to get something that I can use to I want to get something where I can do some sweeping shots. And I know there's things I can do that is free. Like, I already have them. I just need to do a couple things. The problem is, like, some of the stuff that Cole does where he swings around and comes around, I just don't have the room for that. So there's going to be some stuff. What is this? iMovie is great. It's simple solution. Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve allows for audio and video editing, color editing. It's much more advanced. I'm going to have to teach. I'm probably going to download that, because Nick Shabazz and I were talking today. Was it today? I talked to Nick a lot. So Nick and I were talking, and he was saying, yeah, he's like, this one's free. And the same thing, he told me he didn't know if it was compatible with Mac or not, but it's definitely, it's something I'm going to have to change the stuff. And then, like I said, I've got some collaboration stuff I'm wanting to do with some other channels. Polly got me in touch with a guy who's got an entire production team. Like, he has an editor, he has a producer, he's got a cameraman. And like, we're gonna do something up in Los Angeles next month. So look out for that. It won't be on this channel. So, guys, that's it, man. I gotta go. It's been 2 hours. I'm surprised that my wife hasn't come out and yelled at me because she told me she wanted me in bed by 9, and it's 9:30. I have a bedtime now. Which is good because I'm worn out. It even works on Linux. Everything works on Linux. Because Linux is what makes everything else work. You can make a simple Steadicam jig easy out of PVC. Yeah, I know, but like I said, it's not the equipment. And I have a gimbal. I have a steady gimbal. I can use that, but it's having the space to do what I'm wanting. So at any rate, I'm gonna get off of here, guys. I will see you all. It's been a lot of fun, but the time has come. I know I haven't done a Wednesday live feed in a little while, but we'll do this again. I promise. See you guys later.